Hey guys, it's me Maple, of course, and in this video I'm going to be just rambling in my messy room. And if you're not interested in a vlog, then this might not be the video for you. This is also not going to be ASMR, clearly, as I'm being pretty loud. Um, Normal speaking volume, maybe a tiny bit above normal speaking volume. I am a very soft-spoken person, so this is something I'm practicing, and I have been practicing for a while. Now I have a list of things here, as well as a shitty drawing of a chicken with crayon, actually. Rooster, not just a chicken. Anyways, um, I have a list of things that I've been working on in my attempts at recording this video, and I'm making a rule. This is my last attempt. I'm not going to restart. If I need to make edits, I will make edits in post. I will not start recording again. I need to record a video from start to finish. So first things first, I'm going to get on a topic of partnership and why I'm forcing myself to get back into YouTube right now as quickly as possible. I got an email at the beginning of the month from YouTube saying that if I don't start uploading videos and getting views, that they're going to take away my partnership. Young me worked really hard to get partnership. I uploaded so many videos, I was trying so many things, I was being so fun and creative back then, and I don't want to lose it. I'm probably gonna because it's already late in the month, but I'm gonna try my best. So now that I got that topic out of the way, I'm just gonna move on from that. Today, I'm gonna talk about today and some self-reflections here. This morning, went about my regular routine, minus a few things. Like normally I'd be at work right now, but I'm gonna talk about that later. I started recording videos pretty early, and I've been doing this for the last few days, like off and on, depending on things I have to take care of. And I will always end up deleting the video. And I've been trying to figure out why I keep doing that, because I've been doing that since I started. It is this negative feedback loop that I get into where I am insanely self-judgmental. I'm a perfectionist, and I also have problems with instant gratification and, of course, ADHD. And I have definitely been stubborn about accepting that part, the instant gratification thing. I have a weirdly addictive personality where I will get addicted to something intensely for short bursts. I will get, I don't want to say intensely, but I get hyperfixated on something that makes me feel good for a short period of time, whether that be drugs, alcohol, sex, etc., or I will just get like a little hyperfixated on it for a couple days to weeks, and then completely like lose interest in it, and then I'll forget about it for a short time. It's weird how it works. It comes up mostly when I have anxiety attacks, which I have a lot of anxiety attacks. I've been trying to understand it, and it has a lot to do with ADHD and instant gratification. And usually Adderall helps. Today it's not for some reason. Lately it's been kind of iffy. It might be because I'm taking instant release instead of extended release, and I might need a little bit more. That's a whole nother topic about medications. That I need to talk to my psychiatrist about, which I keep forgetting to make another follow-up appointment with that. But something I need to practice on is just allowing myself to suck. Allowing myself to just be incompetent, silly, goofy, cringy, embracing it. And I have always had this difficulty with doing that. Like if I don't upload a video, like none of my videos are that great. None of them. Even my highest viewed videos, I wouldn't even particularly say I'm proud of them. The ones that I am proud of are kind of dog shit, to be honest. Like, I'm proud that I went through the effort to make that Vidu video, that illustrated video with like a story. I don't even know how I got into that mindset where I would just allowed myself to do that. Watching back, I hate, like, cringe at it. But I had this intense creative passion and drive for it, and I want to recapture that um, somehow. I don't know what I'm going to work on. I could end up just making a whole fucking series or my entire channel or a whole new channel based off of just pursuing Vidu, which I can talk about if anyone's interested in. It's something that I haven't worked on that much until honestly very recently. But yet again, whole different topic. Now my brain's switching. Another little point just to kind of cut through. Today marks 1 full year of being on hormone replacement therapy. I started on August 21st of 2024. And I have changed so much in the last year. In the last 3 years, 4 years, I'm a completely different person than when I was in California. Completely different fucking person. So many of my, I mean, some of my core values have stayed the same, but so many of my values and interests and personality has changed significantly. And if you've been on this channel for a long time and you watch some of my older videos, then you'll probably see it too. It's probably more dramatic for other people to see the difference than me. I couldn't even go back to watch those older videos. It's like, I was just trying to edit a video earlier and I was listening to my voice and I'm like, wow, I don't hate it as much as I used to. It's softer, it's lighter, it's more feminine than it ever was. But it doesn't sound that way to me when I'm talking. I still feel like I sound like a dude, like full on. And it's just realizing that some of my problems in the past have been like dysphoria as well, and just hating who I am, and realizing that I don't actually hate who I am anymore, and that's pretty nice. That's kind of helping. But yeah, I talked about HRT a little bit. If you want more videos on HRT, transitioning, and stuff like that, I'd love to talk about it. I have met so many trans people. All of my partners are trans. All of my friends, well, a significant amount of my friends are trans. Very few aren't. And life has just been all the changes I was expecting and did not expect, and things that happened faster or slower. It's been a roller coaster, and it's going to continue to be because I'm not great at taking my meds these days. I was really good at it for the longest time, but the last couple months I've just been, last 4 months I've been like, eh. But yeah, HRT is something I could talk about in another video as well. So there's HRT and Vidu, which I'm going to put another sticky note here. HRT video, if I could spell, geez, and Vidu, which is VIDU, for Voyagers into the Dark Unknown. It's a TTRPG setting. Anyways, next topic, relationships and friendships. These are connected. I have a lot to talk about with that one, actually, so maybe I'm going to move on to, I'll pile up career, streaming, and creative pursuits. These are three topics I have here. I'm just going to pile these together into one. So, career. I have been working in a lot of food related industries lately. I was a game tavern keeper. I ran a bar and a bar kitchen by myself for a couple months. It was in a game, a hobby store, a really shitty one. I'm not going to talk about it. The owner is a piece of shit. It's a long story. Before I quit that job, I was working another job, as a lunch lady at a high school. I loved that job, to be honest, and I'm kind of upset that I left. That was a whole drama thing that I could get into at some point, but after that, I got a job at a local grocery store in the kitchen, mass producing a lot of food, thousands of pounds of food to distribute to other grocery stores. It is a local Connecticut grocery chain. I hated that job so much. I was proud of myself for keeping up and being as competent as I was, but that job was breaking my fucking body. I can still feel the damage. I still have like a massive, like, this cut is still here. That one bled so much. I usually am so good with knives, but I was so tired. I had just fallen in the fucking dish room, so like half my side, I could still feel the bruise here. That was just a couple weeks ago at this point. And it was very shortly after that that I decided I'm done. And I clocked in, worked for like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, why am I still doing this? And then I left. I clocked out and I left. I mean, at that point, there's a long story here, but my boss was like the biggest bitch. I had walked out multiple times because uh, all my coworkers, too afraid to go to HR themselves, were telling me to go to HR. I had to leave my last job. I could never go back to my last job because I went to HR about my coworkers, and they took my coworkers' sides and not mine, despite me not doing anything wrong. And I'm not gonna go through that. So I decided, instead of dealing with the bitchy boss and the old coworkers that I can't relate to, that throw all that hard work on me because I'm the young, strong one and I'm just breaking my body, I decided, fuck this. I can find a better job. I am overqualified for this position. I need to get out of here. And thankfully I'm in a position where, despite it being very stressful, I can do that for a short time. Even if I have to go find another temporary job at like a fucking Dunkin' Donuts or something, I'll do it to get out of that job. Because working at Dunkin' or fast food, honestly, pays better, has more consistent hours, and won't kill me. It'll fucking suck, but it won't kill me. I'm actually going to be looking into restaurant jobs. I've been applying to some. I'm qualified to be, honestly, I'm qualified to be a restaurant manager. I don't want to be because that's a lot of fucking work, but I'm qualified for it. I have certification and experience. I could talk about that for hours. Like, I want to get into, I had this dream for the longest time of owning a food truck, and I'd still have a slight desire for that, but I'm also just desperate to not work with food anymore, because as much as I love it, that environment sucks. There's so much stress. I understand why they're all doped up on drugs all the time. My first restaurant job, I was a porter at a steakhouse in California, up in the hills, and I only lasted a day there because at the beginning, the fucking interview, he was like, I don't care what drugs you do to get through the day, just don't tell me and don't get caught. That's what he said almost verbatim. And I realized, oh, yeah, they weren't lying that all of the people in a kitchen are fucking hopped up on drugs. Okay, it's not entirely true, but it's close. It's very close to true. Everyone. Whew, I have stories. Um, I left that job because they hired me as a porter, but decided I'm also the dishwasher who stays from, I think it's like 12 to 2 a.m. Um, like the restaurant closes, I think around like 9, and they wanted me on dishes until they were done, and they said that's probably going to take until around 2 a.m. And I'm like, I'm 18. I am still getting rides to work. I'm not going to do that. So I quit. Um, it's not, that's not cool. And apparently that is a thing that restaurants will do. Though there is a restaurant right down the road that I can walk to, which is going to be awfully convenient, then I think I might try to get even a shitty like busser or dishwasher job at in the meantime, um, even part time, just to make some money. Um, but anyways, that's career. I I'm so tired. I just wanna fuck off into the woods and be a farmer and like have a homestead. That's my dream. Moving on to creative pursuits and streaming. Creative pursuits and streaming kind of match the vibe here. Streaming, I think that overall for YouTube, the best route for me is to just try to stream on YouTube and Twitch and maybe even joystick.tv again, which is a lot of fun. Um, oh, I did some things on there. Anyways, it's a not safe for work streaming service like thing. Just for reference, I've done some things. Um, Very fun. I had a stalker on there. It's kind of scary. Anyways, probably shouldn't do that. Maybe. Um, Streaming and then taking clips and then uploading that to YouTube is probably a much more viable route for me. I just do better in a non-pressure like recording environment. Recording for me just has a lot more pressure for some reason than streaming. Streaming is just very free form. Um, I don't have to worry as much. In the past, I got very stressed out, but now I have such a different like outlook and vibe on all of it that I could just relax and enjoy myself while streaming. Um, Especially joystick.tv helped me a lot right there. Um, Getting through the stress and anxiety over it. Um, Also just helped me feel attractive because I got a decent amount of viewers. Um, that was a nice morale boost. All right, so streaming taken care of. Creative pursuits. I've already mentioned Vidu. I'm getting into Dungeons and Dragons again. I've been wanting to have time to do that. And right now I'm stuck between trying to chase YouTube and upload and apply for jobs and just kind of get that sorted. But I am desperate to work on a TTRPG, like Dungeons and Dragons or something, and host a campaign for me and my partners. It would be so much fun. Along with that, I'm getting back into drawing, and um, I want to get into what's it called? I guess there's a lot of different ways of saying I want to get in like crocheting, embroidery, stitching, fabric work, tailoring. That is a passion. But yeah, it's just there are too many things. I'm trying to grab at so many different things and I have to focus. That's getting really hard, but I think Vidu might actually be a kind of interesting idea here because it can wrap in so many different interests of mine, from creative videos to art to illustrations and world building and writing, acting, even role playing, all that. So I'm thinking that might be the answer here. Am I still getting? Because I can. All right, go away. But I keep getting pulled back to Vito. I think I need to give that more of a shot than I have. All right. So next one, last big topic really. Relationships, friendships, and moving. Oof. Moving's a big topic. But I mean all of these are. Relationships and friendships are kind of tied together. So I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about it in this video, but I've attempted to record this video quite a few times. So I think that the Adderall is kicking in. It's letting me have a bit more memory and control. So, relationships. A year ago, I was in a relationship with two people. I can probably just say her name. Sophie, my long-standing partner that I've been a partner with for so long. What's going on with my camera? Sophie used to go by Michelle for a short time, and before that had her dead name. You've probably heard me, if you've watched this channel for long enough, heard me talk about her a lot. We've been together for like 11 years now. We took a break though, because a year ago I was in a relationship with Sophie and my ex, who I currently live with, who's the one texting me. Around November, we all broke up. I got sick and tired of it. Polyamory was just not working. We were all being immature. It was stressful, and particularly my ex is just on so many levels. I don't want to be mean because I still love him. I still care about him so much. He still lives with us despite everything he's done to me and Sophie. He broke us up. Like, that's I have a lot of resentment towards him. Despite recent events. If anything, I rebuilt the resentment towards him because I was kind of softening back up, like, oh, maybe he's changed, maybe he's gotten better. No, maybe a little bit, but not enough. Anyways, November we all broke up. I took some time to just kind of like ease into being single and trying to figure out what that means, meeting people, hookups, fun stuff, being a slut for a little while, because everyone deserves to be a slut once in a while. Though it's not something everyone needs. I think everyone deserves to experience it. Not recommended, but I think it helps grow you as a person, to an extent, depending on if you're actually trying to grow from it, which I was. I have this very strong sense of always wanting to grow as a person, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. A little detrimental. But yeah, I was single for a while, until around, well, a while, I say like 4 months, until I got back together with Sophie. And that's when my ex blew the fuck up. He caused so many problems, tried to break us up again. As soon as Sophie and I just got back together, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna let him in. I'm gonna tell him, see how he reacts. We had to kick him out. That lasted a week. I've had to take him to the hospital so many times for just mental health reasons. He's got so many problems, and he does not know how to work on them and refuses to in a lot of ways. I understand the problem he's going through. I don't want to judge him too harshly, but we've given him like everything, and he's taken so much from our lives that it's just, we're angry, and we deserve to be angry about it. We're still taking care of him. We still love him. We still sit down and talk with him and help him take him places. It's just frustrating when someone that you care so much about and give so much to refuses to try. It's just disheartening. Anyways, moving on from that one. I say that word a lot. I got into a relationship with an egg who, during our 2 month relationship, broke that egg, and it was a long distance, very long distance, a different country long distance, and there was a bit of an age gap that I wasn't sure about, but I fell for her hard. We were like really fun together. I had so much fun with her, but I ultimately decided that despite how much I loved her, it was better for the both of us, especially for her, that we don't try to make it work because the distance is never going to close. There's no way it was happening. Because I mean, everything involved with moving to another country and then multiply that with other people. Like wherever I go, Sophie goes. That's pretty much how it works. She follows me everywhere, and I'm gonna let her because I want her in my life. Despite me, like, you're free to do whatever you want. If you don't want to be here, I'm not holding anyone down. Um, but yeah, closing that much of a distance, as in going to a different country, is a lot. And I was craving a lot more physical intimacy and just tired of long distance because I spent a long period of my life in long distance relationships. Sophie was a long distance relationship. We closed the distance. I'm here. Um, my ex was a long distance relationship. We closed the distance. He's here. But that was just too much, and I decided it was better so that she could find someone in her own country, preferably local, that would treat her hopefully just as much. Hopefully I set the standard of like no one should be treating you less than this. All of your exes are assholes. This is what you should be expecting out of a healthy relationship. This amount of love, affection, and care. How like I don't want to really like show it off too much, but like from the beginning I was writing on our calls. I would do these little illustrations and make little notes about them, get to know them, and it just that much love, care, and attention to someone is rare. And I encourage everyone, if you have a partner that you care about a lot, take notes, ask questions, be involved in their life because relationships are important. And if you found someone that, wants to be with you, show them how much you want to be with them and how much you appreciate them in your life. That's important. Moving on from that one, going to a less wholesome story. At least this ex and I are still very close friends, but the one right after her, is someone I met on Grindr. We had 2 hookups, fucking amazing, and the third time was a date where at the end of it she said she's not polyamorous. She knew I was polyamorous. I'm very transparent about everything. I'm way too transparent. I overshare. She knew I was polyamorous. And at the end of the date, she said that she wasn't, which is so fucked up. And I called her on her bullshit. Like, you let me take you on a date. You let me buy you food, go on a nice walk, have some fucking amazing fun on that trail, and then you tell me that you're not polyamorous right when I drop you off and that you're gonna fuck someone next week? That, like, that part I didn't even care about because, like, communication, but like in that context, just wow. That's a lot to drop at the last moment after a really nice date. And she wanted to maintain friendship after that, and I was just like, hell no, like I can't do that. She realized she fucked up. She got her friends were telling her like, what the fuck are you doing? This person's putting in a lot of effort into you. They're clearly good for you. So she was like backtracking. She was being very good about owning up to it. And that built up a lot of respect for both of us for each other. But that partly why I ended it was my fault for being too attached. I fall hard for people, really hard for people, and she was nowhere near as into me as I was into her. for a lot of reasons. She was kind of recently out of a long-term relationship, a very long-term relationship, and it went really sour. So sour she lost her job over it. So it was like, I understand. Um, but I'm not going to wait around for you to magically fall in love with me while we're dating. I want a mutual connection. And of course, right after I broke up with her, I stayed best friends with her because I mean she's awesome and I still love her. But it's kind of funny because that's what made her realize that like no, I wasn't fucking joking. I'm not using you. I'm not the average piece of shit out there who's just love bombing and then ditching. I'm showing genuine effort. I'm not just being like, I love you, hearts and all that stuff. I'm respectful. I take my time. I've not even told her that I love her because I know how she's going to react to that. Um, so, if you watch this video, I mean, it's obvious. It was obvious from the very beginning. But, anyways, my problems aside, I did the right thing there. We're still best friends. She was over with me. The reason that bed is messy just the other day. So, like, we have a great time together. But that one, I don't know if there's anything more there, which is kind of okay with me because I have a lot on my plate now because I have 3 partners right now. Sophie and then 2 others that are long distance. They're in a different state, a bit far away, not too far away, but far enough away that it's not driving distance, at least not for me, not for our car, not for my income, etc. They were some of my best friends for a while. Like I was talking to them constantly, especially one of them. I met them. It's kind of a daisy chain of events here. I met a lot of people. I made a lot of friends. I downloaded all of those apps that you probably shouldn't. Grinder, Timey, all that stuff. I met a trans guy on Timey. He invited me to his like local community server. I'm not entirely sure how, but um one of my partners was in there. Um but we weren't partners at the time. And I was very shy in that server. But over time I'd post things. I say shy, but I'd also post nudes. That's like the most of my interaction in that server is in the fucking nudes channel. Um I'm a slut. I'm sorry. I can't help it. That's kind of what helped me and one of my partners connect. That's what got the interest going. And then that evolved from just kind of playful, flirty banter to actual talking and getting to know each other. And then him introducing me to her girlfriend. They go by, one of my partners goes by he and she. And then the other one goes by she. She introduced me to his partner, and we hit it off so good. But we all set like an invisible boundary of like, there isn't a relationship here. Don't build romantic feelings. Not allowed. At least for me, I was like, nope. They're a couple. They're in a polycule. I'm not gonna even ask their boundaries. There's long distance. I don't want to deal with that. Um, I didn't think that they had any interest in me in that, romantic capacity. So like for months and months, me and my girlfriend were getting so close. Just I have not talked to someone like I talked to her. We sent novels back and forth, and it has not stopped for months, and it's never going to the way that we talk to one another. Um, and then eventually, it was actually not long after I broke up with my ex. Because I mean, I'd talk to her about my ex and be like, what I'm going through and trying to understand everything. Like the whole dynamic between me and my girlfriend is like we both are focused on self improvement and understanding how our mind works and trying to make progress in that area to just have a better life. Um, and like I've always had feelings for my girlfriend. I just, yet again, I like, no, I can't. It's not allowed. And then eventually it just kind of, I would subtly hint at some things in a very playful way, like, not a playful, but a very vague way to kind of gauge and see if she had interest in me. And it ended up working out in the long run. Um, because my ex kind of wanted to try some sort of like monogamy plus thing. That's what made her comfortable. Because I'm not getting rid of Sophie. Um, but I was pretty happy with just being with my ex. And she seemed to want that focus as well. And that was working out for us at the time. But I was also like, I don't know if I want to give up on these connections that I'm making and where they could possibly go in the future. Because I did see the writing on the wall that we were getting super close. And I'm like, I don't want to give up on that. I don't want to give up hope that one day. And I'm glad that I didn't because now I have two amazing partners that are like best friends. And it has probably been some of the healthiest relationship dynamics I've ever had with the amount of open communication, like the amount that my girlfriend and I have like worked on each other and taught each other has improved my life endlessly and my ability to be more confident and transparent and communicative about the right things and in just full detail, removing the shame and the fear involved, teaching each other how to do that. And it has been healing, to say the least. Which I don't even know if I need to talk about friendships here, but I have balanced so many friendships. But that's pretty much caught up. Now I'm just kind of looking to see when I can visit them, when I can afford to, when I have time to, and all of that. And then I still have obligations because with my ex, she's really into LARPing and we're still best friends. And I'm already paid for tickets. That was $200, 100 per event. And I have two of them in October. And it's coming up very fast that I need to still go to. So it's just like, oh my God, whatever job I get, I'm going to have like this list of prior obligations. Like, sorry, I'm going to be gone for 3-day weekend, a whole week. What is that? There's a fresh shirt. What is that? Maybe like lint or something. And that kind of brings me back to, or brings me to the last topic of this video, which this video is almost 40 minutes fucking long. I'm surprised at myself and just how much I can keep fucking talking. But I do have a lot to say. So, the last topic is moving. And that, so my partner Sophie, because of the government and that she works in a nonprofit, the building that she usually works at that's 15 minutes away is closing down. So she's going to have to work at the headquarters, which is an hour away. And our lease is coming up at the beginning or end of November, sometime in November, I think. And that is scary, stressful, because I used to be able to take her to work and then go to work myself. Now, unless I work down there or work with her, which I have applied to her place, like I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, if I could get a job there, then everything's fine. I'll be making a decent amount of money. I'll have really good benefits, insurance, and time off. We'll be working together, kind of. It would be the perfect situation. But at the moment, it's not. At the moment, she has to travel an hour away for work. That's a lot of driving on a really shitty car when we're already paying a lot for rent where we're at. It's we don't have money saved up, and I just quit my job. Um, so there is countless layers here. And then on top of that, I don't want to get stuck in a year lease because I am very interested in visiting Minnesota regularly and maybe eventually moving there. Um, which it's like, what do I do? Partly why I'm getting back into creative pursuits is that I have time and energy where I'm actually able to eat breakfast and take care of myself, get enough sleep for once in a long time. And it's just too many things to account for and keep track of. And now there's a fly in here that just decided to start bothering me right now because I don't know how else it would have gotten in here unless it went underneath the door. Oh boy. But yeah, that's pretty much caught everyone up on my life so far, what I'm doing. I'm not entirely sure the direction I'm going to take with YouTube, but I'm definitely going to explore this Vdoo idea more and how I can work past the very judgmental, cringy voice in my head that's like, oh, that's fucking cringe, you're weird, you're annoying, that's not cool. Like, it doesn't make any sense because when I see other people doing the things that I want to do, I admire them. I'm like enamored. Like, how the hell can you do that without beating yourself up? Because, like, I don't find it cringy or weird when other people do it. I'm like so incredibly jealous at some of people's abilities to just be goofs. I want that. To be vulnerable. Like, I make myself very vulnerable, but only in very specific ways where I'm very confident, secure in myself. Clearly, I'm very insecure about my shitty art and my um just creative outlook for some reason, even though I think I have decent taste in things, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I will. I've been getting so much better. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, if you have anything that you want to say, there's a comment section. I also have a Discord, which I might put my personal Discord in the description. Maybe. Maybe. I should probably link my Twitch account as well. I don't know if I can link to joystick.tv, but it shouldn't be hard to find me there because I go by Mellow Maple on everything. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, whatever that is. Bye-bye.